Hello YouTube people, in today's video I'm going to show you how this beautiful watch from Farasute looks like on these custom straps, and I'll also do a little comparison versus this watch from Farasute and a little bit to this watch, just for fun. This video is sponsored by AliExpress. AliExpress gave me a budget which I was free to spend on any watches that I wanted for my videos, and this is one of those watches that I bought. Thank you AliExpress. Specifications and measurements, which as always I did myself. So this watch like this naked weighs 40 grams. Side to side, the case size is 36 millimeters. Lug to lug distance 44 millimeters, lug width is 19, thickness is 9.7 millimeters. This watch has sapphire crystal, and inside it has VH64 quartz movement with sweeping seconds hand, and water resistance rating is 30 meters. Since this watch is already off the strap, let me give you a good look at the case, starting from the side profile view. This whole case is polished out, no brushed surfaces, it's all the same. And this side profile, I see it in a little bit of a negative way, because this watch is just 9.7 millimeters. But visually, because it is so lopsided, it appears to be way thicker than it actually is. So I don't really like that. I wish the side profile was different. I'll either round it up a little bit like a pillow, or maybe it needs some elements, design elements on the side to break down the visual thickness. I know some people might gonna like it. For me, I don't know, it looks a little bit too lopsided, to be honest with you, looking from the side profile view. Anyway, the case back looks like this, vertically brushed. The case back is attached with 4 screws, as you can see. Nice thing is that the case back and the bottom edges of the case are very nicely finished, as you can probably see. So they feel very nice. So when the watch is sitting on the wrist, it feels really nice and it doesn't leave any indentations on my skin. That's very good. Now inside lugs is a little bit sharp, but once this watch is sitting on the strap, you won't feel this sharpness. So yeah, that's the case for you. That's how it looks like. Simple, all polished out, a little bit lopsided. And let me give you a good look at the sapphire crystal on this watch. What's unusual about it is the shape, because from side to side it is completely flat, as you can see, but from top to bottom it is rounded up. So I never had a watch with this shape of sapphire crystal. It looks rather interesting, you know, a little bit unusual, breaks down the light in a little bit unusual way. It looks rather interesting, I must say. And speaking about anti-reflective properties, well, I don't know, but looking straight on the watch, it looks fine. Crown on this watch looks like this. It has this blue thingy that many people don't like. Me, I don't know, I don't mind it. I don't see it in a bad way. I think it looks fine. So speaking about the crown, let's do some quality control testings and let's see if everything works fine. So let's set time on exactly 6. Hold on a second, let's let the seconds hand move out of the way a little bit. So let's set on exactly 6. Let's see the alignment of hands. Alignment seems perfect. Now let's see how far from the minute it is going to flip the date. By the way, the date is on the right subdial and day on the left. So first of all, let's look at the right subdial, which currently points at I believe 11. Not very easy to see, to be honest with you. Anyway, let's see how far from the midnight it flips to 12. So 11 p.m, 11:30, 11:45. Now let's go slowly. So basically 5 minutes away from midnight it flips the date. Now let's look at the left subdial, which is the day, and let's see how far away from the midnight it flips the day, which I don't really care about too much. All watches flip around 3 a.m, which this one does that as well, around 3 a.m. Now, one thing as a negative I would like to point out, first of all, if you would like to set the date, which is the right subdial, first crown position, or should I say second crown position, sets the date, as you can see. But if I turn crown other way around, it doesn't change the day, which is left subdial, and it's not broken. That's just how it works. In order to change the day on this watch, you have to actually advance in time. This is the only way, as far as I know, to change the day on this particular movement. That's a little bit, I know, ancient technology, I would say, to be honest with you, but it is what it is. So actually, first of all, when I took this watch out of the box, I thought it's broken, but it turns out that's just how it works. So yeah, be warned about that. But you know, it's a quartz watch, and week always has 7 days, so basically you set it once and forget. Now let me give you a good look at the dial on this watch, and to be honest with you, the dial is basically the reason why I chose this watch, because I think it looks wonderful. I'm not too excited about the shape of the case, how it looks in person, you know, and you know, from the side it looks a little bit lopsided, a little bit too much for my liking, and from the top view it looks a little bit like an old mobile phone. You know, new mobile phones tend to have slim bezels, you know. Old mobile phones have thick bezels, and this one does kind of remind me of that a little bit. But that's just me. Overall, I think it looks very elegant. But the selling point for me was actually the dial. And there are actually multiple things that stand out, and I like them very much. Those are the indices, those, you know, ball bearings on the dial, shiny bits of metal, the handset. I think hands are very beautiful, and overall the arrangement and the symmetry of the dial and the texture, it looks wonderful, absolutely wonderful. So let's begin with those ball bearings on the dial. I think it would still look nice without them, but with them it looks extra special, extra nice. They really add to the playfulness. I really like how they look like. Now, the hands, what I like about hands were first of all, black hands are probably my favorite. I like that they are black, and I like the shape. I like that they are not, you know, like flat pieces of thin foil. They actually have some thickness, as you can see. They're a little bit rounded, they are three-dimensional, they don't look cheap. That's nice. Well, especially at this light angle, you can see they have a shape, contours, and such. You know, they look like solid pieces of metal. That's very nice. That's very nice. Now the dial itself also has very beautiful texture, very finesse. You know, overall this comes into one thing, is that as with previous Farasute watches, is the closer you look, the more you start to appreciate the watch. You know, the closer you look at this watch, the more tiny details you see, you start appreciating the finesse, how everything is nicely done. No matter how close you look at this watch, it looks just spectacular. It looks wonderful, absolutely wonderful. And now I want to do a little bit of comparison, speaking about the dial. I want to speak about the color. So in comparison to this watch, which also looks absolutely incredible, this thing. Let me give you a good look. Absolutely incredible, this watch, how it plays out in the lights. Wow, this thing is amazing. But speaking about the color, this watch is also listed as a salmon color dial, but in my opinion this color is a little bit more like copper, because it's, as you can see, it's a little bit, oh my god, the texture on this dial is just, at certain angles it just pops out into action, like whoa. This thing looks crazy good. So anyway, this color looks a little bit more like copper, and this one I would say looks more like a proper salmon color dial, but you know, I'm not an expert, it's just my personal opinion. I like them both very much, but my preference would probably go towards this more saturated color. I really like how this thing looks like. I think it looks wonderful. And since I'm already doing this comparison, let's include the third Farasute watch, which I still have, which also blew me away. Once I took this watch out of the box, it blew me away. It looks so good. Also, the same theme. The closer you look at this thing, the more you appreciate it, how well it is made. it's so precisely made. It's so finesse. It's absolutely wonderful. I'm gonna put links in the description to my previous reviews of these Farasute watches if you are interested. I really recommend checking out at least this one because wow, this thing is absolutely spectacular in person. It's another level thing. This is jewelry, man. This thing is jewelry. Wow. I'm still very amazed by this watch. I'm very amazed by this watch. And I like this one very much as well, especially look how slim it is. It's so slim, this watch. It feels so wonderful on the wrist. It looks so great. So great. This one, however, is not my favorite out of the bunch. I like the dial, but the rest is, well, I don't know, not to my taste, to be honest. It's nice, you know, it has certain character, but the dial is definitely spectacular on this watch as well. The lug width on this watch is 19 millimeters, and I only have few straps of this width, but the ones I have, I think gonna look great on this watch, especially starting with this one, green moss suede leather strap. I think this color combination looks very nice on this watch together with this salmon color dial. It matches really nice. It gives off a very luxurious vibe somehow. Anyway, if you see any strap in this video that you're interested, you can find it on my website thomaswatchreviews.com. This is the same strap, except it is black, and what I like about black suede leather straps is that they look super black. They are very black. They don't reflect light at all, therefore they look very deep black, and I think it looks just wonderful with this watch. This is honestly my favorite strap. Speaking about leather straps, I have worn this strap a lot on multiple different watches. Recently I have worn this strap on this watch full week. This watch on this black leather strap, man, I can't wait to make a video about this watch. This is spectacular little thing. So I probably gonna make a video about this watch this week. I absolutely love this thing. Anyway, back to this Farasute, which also looks just wonderful, especially on this black suede leather strap. I highly recommend this strap. It's very cheap, it's very comfortable, and as I have tested it out, it's very durable as well. I also made multiple holes for myself to adjust on different watches. Yeah, wonderful strap. It looks wonderful as well. And the last one is rather simple brown leather strap, which has for some reason a cool character on this watch. It's a little bit darker brown, a little bit it has a little bit of a dirty look somehow. This is that called crazy horse leather strap. Somehow it has this a little bit of a dirty look, which somehow gives off a cool character, and also, as you can see, it scratches, and yeah, I like it, you know. On this watch it kinda looks rather cool, I would say. Wouldn't be my first choice. My first choice obviously would be the black suede leather strap, but I think this one also looks rather nice. And back to the original strap provided by Farasute, which is, by the way, great quality as the previous watches from Farasute as well. It's the same strap, just different color and different width. Previous Farasute watches had 20 millimeters lug width, this one 19, so it looks great. It doesn't look as good as it does on a black suede leather strap in my opinion, but still very decent. And let me show you it up close. How is the quality? I like the buckle. The buckle has this nice shape, very elegant, very classy, very nicely finished, no sharpness, very nice Farasute logo engraving. It is all stitched very nicely. It's rather slim and flexible straight out of the box. You don't need to massage it out. It is flexible straight out of the box. It feels rather breathable. It's a good quality strap, you know. There is nothing to complain about. You either like how it looks like or you don't like how it looks like, but the quality is good. So what can I tell you for the ending of this video? And I'm honestly not sure. I like this watch. It's nice, it's classy, it's very nicely made. Definitely very precise and, you know, very finesse kind of thing. It's like, you know, some kind of a jewelry rather than a watch. The closer you look at this thing, the better it looks like, the more you appreciate how well it is made. It is that kind of a watch. But at this price point, there are several choices from Farasute which all are very appealing, you know, very appealing. And which one to choose? It's rather difficult to tell. Well, as you probably saw, this wouldn't be my first choice because of lopsidedness. I don't know, I just haven't fallen in love with the shape and finishing of the case. Even though finishing is, you know, it's nice, nothing to complain about, but it's just probably a little bit too simple. I don't know. Something just doesn't trigger me in the right way somehow. While, for example, look at this case. And this, well, while priced at a very similar price, it looks so different and so spectacular with this, you know, very finesse finished edge and everything, and overall this thing, it's wow, it's simply wonderful. And also this one, even though the case on this watch is simple, but it's what's special about it is that it's very slim, you know, it's very slim, and this extra slimness on this watch makes it stand out a little bit, makes it feel a little bit more special, especially how, look how close to the dial is this crystal, how close this dial is to the crystal, you know. It doesn't sit deep whatsoever. It's like, you look at this angle at this watch and it looks very expensive, very well made. Look very close up on the dial, also looks very well made, very expensive. So this thing is simply wonderful. This one as well, this is also very good choice, I would say. This one has a little bit of a different character. You either love it or hate it. You either love it or hate it. It's definitely well made, you know, I'm not saying nothing about that. It's definitely very well made as other two as well. It's just a little bit looks different, you know. Probably let's do this. This comes into third place. This, I would probably gonna give this one a second place because simply I just like chronograph watches a little bit better. So this is probably my winner. This is number one. I like chronographs, and the pushers on this thing, they feel so good. They feel so clicky. They have very nice, satisfying mechanical feedback. Yeah, so this is my winner, but it's just my personal choice, you know. I'm just showing you how they look like. So thank you for watching. Have a nice day. Goodbye.